Steve and Jill here.
Hi.
Welcome to the Land Academy Show, entertaining land investment talk. I'm Stephen Jack Butella.
And I'm Jill DeWitt, broadcasting from sunny Southern California.
Today, Jill and I talk about our current flip tool lineup. Years and years and years in the making. And it all comes down to this. We have developed, just through the nature and the course of improving our own land flipping business, all these tools. And when we started Land Academy, everybody said, well, can't we use that tool to do it? And so over the years since 2015, Jill and I have web enabled our tools for everyone to use in the group. And the response has been fantastic. So Jill will get into it in a second.
It's going to be good. Some of them we are licensed providers, and I'll share that. And some of them that we flat out created because they didn't exist. And we needed them.
There's a lot, we charge a very, in my opinion, very small subscription fee to access all these tools that we've been developing. I've been developing since the 90s. So, and how to use them, with the education, how to use them. So,
and it's not cheap.
It's worth spending an episode on. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, though, let's take a question posted by one of our members on the landinvestors.com online community. It's free. And before we get into this, Jill, I'm going to tell you it's lengthy.
I took a deep breath. I'm about to say anything. He goes, before you start, okay.
If we had any formal in front of the camera or radio audio training, none of this would happen.
Thanks. Okay. Can I go now?
Yeah.
Okay. David says, hey all, I'm a terms guy that loves selling property on terms. I've been putting my foot into the water for larger properties. However, my comfort is with the stuff that's less than $15,000, and I've had a lot of success there, and I want to continue to scale that income. I've had a ton of success on Facebook, buy and sell marketplace, and continue to market there. I have VAs, virtual assistants, hired to help with that. Had plenty of success on lands.com, Land Century, etc., and I have VAs to help with that. I'm trying to continue to scale up, and each of these places has a limit to them in reaching times the number of potential buyers or the number of posts you can make without getting your account slapped, your hand slapped, or doing paid traffic. So, trying to figure out how to continue to scale up. I think Craigslist could be the answer. On the other hand, where I've had the largest amount of frustration has been on Craigslist. There's so many moving parts, and I know that other people have had massive success there. I've even talked to taken some land-specific courses on Craigslist to try and better master it. I think that we've made some progress, but I'm still not satisfied with my stick rate, probably around 60 to 70%, and I get a few responses that are mostly tire kickers with a buyer that comes in every few months. People who are crushing it seem to get an 85 to 90% stick rate and are selling properties left and right using Craigslist.
A stick rate is I post a piece of property on Craigslist and it doesn't get taken down.
Right.
85 to 90% of the time.
Exactly.
So that's very, very hard to manage on Craigslist. For some reason, it gets flagged and people say stuff.
Or it looks like it's a duplicate copy and paste. They want to make sure that it's a unique posting in those areas.
Takes a lot of time to manage.
It does. I'm trying to hone in on the problem. I'm trying to hone in on what the problem is that I'm having. Is it the posting method, the ad writing, the pictures, and the phone numbers that we're using, the pricing? I'm going to lay it all out here. So here is an example of a few ads. Example ad number 1, headline: escape to your new land and don't tell your friends. In the body, own your own parcel of land today. We specialize in connecting people with their dream land. We have a large selection of vacant land parcels in the near cities. These parcels can be owned today for as little as $158 per month. Enjoy gorgeous views and fresh air on your own parcel of land. I like his descriptions.
So do I.
Contact us today. Example ad number 2, headline: calling people with motors. Bring your ATVs and ride. And in the body, this is the perfect place to spend your days speeding through the deserts, enjoying your ATVs and dirt bikes. This remote area is full of wildlife and just waiting to be explored. So spend your time out here having adventures that you've always dreamed of. This 2.5 acre lot is in the Sprague River Valley Acre subdivision and priced to move at only $8,000 cash or $249 down and $249 down and $149 a month if you'd like to finance. So here's my current formula for posting. Number one IP to 2 emails reset after the mobile hotspot. Reset the mobile hotspot afterwards. 2, 1 account to 1 Craigslist market. 3, 1 pick to 1 posting, not reusing the exact. This is very detailed. I'm not sure everybody's kind of getting this right now.
I'm getting it.
Okay.
I'm getting a lot out of this.
All right, I
Maybe
wanna
it's
make
just for
sure.
me.
Just making sure. Number 3, 1 picture to 1 posting. I understand these. You have to get detailed like this. I didn't get to read number 3, but that's
Oh,
okay.
sorry.
1 pick to 1 posting per reusing the same exact picture. Not using the same exact picture. Number 4, it's PVA.
We can, you know what? We can skip this because I'll tell you what.
Okay, we're getting real detailed, and it's all
You
you
on
can go
land
find
investors.
it in there.
Yeah. If you look up Craigslist on land investors, whether you remember or not, it's going to pop right up.
Okay, I'm going to keep on going down through here.
You don't have to.
Unique
There's
body, zip code.
He's got a lot of
specific.
formulas to keep his stick rate acceptable.
I think I see one problem right here. We're spending a whole lot of time in that one thing, and it's not that it's bad. However, I want you to use some other things too, not just social media, not just Craigslist. Get it out there. Is it on Landpin? Is it on your website? You know, is it in Instagram? Is it, you know, in all areas of social media? Are you using broker direct MLS on some of these properties? If it's a $10,000-$15,000 property, it should be on the MLS. You know, instead of, and I love you're focusing on one, but I want you to cast even a wider net.
Yeah, I mean, I think that how you're approaching this Craigslist stick rate and posting success rate by using formulas to see which one's best, that's the very definition of split testing. And I think it's great.
Right.
You should try them all. I didn't see, at least when we posted this, by now I'm sure there's some responses. But I can tell you, you're absolutely on the right track. And Jill's right. You've tried other places.
Get it everywhere.
Nothing, most recently, nothing has worked the best that I've heard as like Facebook.
Heck, even put one of your properties on eBay. That's going to drive some traffic. Mm-hmm. It really is true. We have a good list of 10 to 15 places online that you should be posting. And I'd get them out there first. Then if you want to circle back around and spend more time on each one, and I hope that's where you're on the process. How about this? I'm going to assume you've got it out there on every place that we've all talked about. Now you're circling back around on Craigslist going, how can I do Craigslist better? That I get.
I've also heard people who sell a lot of stuff on Craigslist, not just land, get somebody involved who's a Craigslist expert. There's all kinds of podcasts out there about how to make Craigslist really work.
Right.
There's all these newer, or new to me anyway, sites like OfferUp that I've heard a lot of people selling property on that don't have the stick rate problem that Craigslist does. This stick rate problem is unique to Craigslist, and in my opinion, it's because the ease of flagging postings is it's too easy for people to flag postings to say this is bad or whatever. So that's what Jill said. Today's topic, our current flip tool lineup. This is the meat of the show.
So I divided them up. It's kind of like on our website. There's tools that we have for acquisitions. There's tools that we have for engineering. And there's tools that we have for sales.
Oh, good. I like it.
Thank you. And then we have a few admin ones too. So you sound surprised.
Well, I think it's great when you take notes before the shows. Some shows are mine. Like earlier this week, talked about tax liens and tax deeds. But these flip tools and these websites that we've developed, they're kind of like both of ours. Mm-hmm. And when you get all organized and intelligent about it, I think it's great.
Yeah, and it came out of a need from not only our members in our community, but us as well. So I'm going to kind of run down the different tools, tell you a little bit about them, and you can ask me questions. How's that?
Perfect.
If you want, or jump in. All right. So first of all, what do you need to really be successful on the acquisition side, the buy side? Well, number one, you got to have the data.
You have to have access to a database, not a list. You need access to it.
Right. And we shopped for years. We struggled for years. We went to the county. We tried it all. And we have one source, and we still have one phenomenal resource that we use to this day. And we are direct licensed providers of it. And it's CoreLogic's RealQuest Pro. And it's in some areas, it's a direct feed from the county. And some it's down to the fact that they just have aggregators that sit in the office once a month, not kidding, go out to the local counties and then with a laptop and a stack of papers and are inputting the data.
Right.
So it's the freshest. It's always delivered in the same format, no matter what the county is, which is one of the reasons we love it for land. And it's also one of the only places, and I think still to this day, that we can get an an approved percentage of zero. So when you can be able to go and pull data and see improved percentage of zero, you know you're dealing with a piece of land. There's nothing.
There's
on it.
not houses on it.
Exactly.
It's a very effective way to separate houses and land.
Exactly. So I'm going to move on. Next tool is offers to owners. When you're doing your acquisitions, you've got this data. You got to get the mail out. Offers to owners.
Offers out, yeah.
And that's cheap mail with mail merge done for you. No setup fees and again, cheap mail. And we had to create this one on our own. And that's our company.
We created it, like every single tool that she's about to describe, out of frustration from the fact that we either couldn't find what we needed or it was just too sophomoric.
They didn't
It was
get
too
us.
101, yeah.
You
Or it
know?
was made for cars and not land.
Right.
Or houses and not land.
That's how I
whatever.
walk around saying for investors, by investors. You know, we did it for what we need. Deed perfect. Another one. You need to make a deed. You're buying a property, whether you're buying it or selling it. You got to do a deed, and it takes a little time sometimes. Wouldn't it be great? I can just put in the legal description and the grantor and the grantee and have a deed spit out. Yep, we made it. Deed perfect. So it's there. And then also on the acquisition side, some of our members are getting started and they just want to find some cheap land and just beef up their inventory, and they'll find them on our deal board. And we have our own deal board.
Oh, deal board. Forgot about deal board.
Thank you. So that's some of the things on the acquisition side. Now on the engineering side, which engineering is really when you get in and you're trying to decide, you're doing your due diligence and trying to decide, is it a property I want to buy, and get all my questions answered. And we have two phenomenal tools that we use for that. One is our own created Parcel Fact. And back in the day when we were starting out, good luck finding these properties. They didn't come with an address or GPS coordinates. And even if you found the GPS coordinates, you had a center point. You didn't have the whole thing. You could look at it all on a map. So that's what Parcel Fact came.
Parcel Fact's amazing. If you haven't checked it out, you should. Parcel Fact, FACT.com.
That's our site. So that's that. And then my other tool that I use, these are all day, every day, open on my computer, is Title Pro 24/7.
Yeah.
And that is, it's Black Knight Financial Service. They have Agent Pro 24/7. I know a lot of people that have heard of that product, which is a scaled down, easy button version of what they have. Well, that's not how we roll. And I need to get real specific information. I want access to everything about the property, not just what you think I should know. And that's Title Pro 24/7. And still to this day, most people, the normal person off the street can't go get it. They'll sell you title. They'll sell you Agent Pro, but not Title Pro.
It's the same thing that
It's for
title agents use.
Right.
But we're licensed providers of that too.
Yep. So we have that and give that to our people. And I use it all the time. And I can go back and do my own due diligence. That's what it's for. I need to see not only the most recently recorded deed, which is also called the vesting deed. I need to see the deed before that and the deed before that. So it's in there.
The chain of title.
And then finally, now let's get to the sales part of it. So we have two sources that we created. One is Land Pin, and the other is Land Tank. Do you want to talk about those?
Land Pin is our version of Land Watch or Land and Farm, or Land. I think it's land.com now. Some of the CoStar products. And it really helps our newer people get their posting straight so that they can syndicate it out to other places. So it's a great place. It's another feather in your hat on places to sell property.
It's great because unlike those other sites, you hook up your own social media accounts and you can share it right out of
Share
Land
away,
Pin.
right out of Land Pin. I mean, that's
Saves so
huge.
much time and
You share it
energy
in
and
Facebook
money.
groups and everything, yeah.
Exactly. You want to talk about Land Tank?
Land Tank is Shark Tank for land. You have a property, you think it's a great deal. There's a lot of people in our group that are just sitting there in front of their computer waiting for people to post really good deals that need money partners. Land Tank matches money people with people who find deals in our group. I think, is it just for our
It
group?
could be a sales thing, or it could be an access. Yeah, only members can.
So
Other people can see the deal, but they can't access the deal.
Here's an example. You just sent a bunch of mail out. You got a bunch of mail back. You have a property, 40-acre property in, let's say, Texas, New Mexico, or somewhere that you're going to buy for $5,000, let's say. You don't have the $5,000 or you're not willing to spend it yet. You put it up on Land Tank and a money person swoops in, might be us actually, and says, I'm happy to fund this whole deal for you. I want you to do all the work and put all the sweat equity in, but I'm happy to pay. And we'll split the profit when we're all done. That's what Land Tank is. And it's extremely profitable. Jill and I have another show called House Academy. And we're developing and just about to release, well, in the next 60 days or so, House Tank. It's where you can do the same thing.
Exactly. And then I have a few that I wanted they're worth talking about. They're kind of admin related. One, was a big deal for us to conquer the whole credit card processing environment.
You did your homework on this.
I did.
It's impressive, Joe.
When we first started.
I can't keep this stuff straight.
And many of us too, all of our, like the Seth Williams and the people too, we all had the same problems. We're like, we only got so far with PayPal. They caught up with us and said, no land, and kicked us out. And then Moon Clerk, no land, and kicked us out. Every one by one. Stripe, no land, and kicked us out. So no one wanted to take on our property type. And even for even other people for collecting rents and things like that were having trouble. They didn't want to deal with property. So it took us a year to get this relationship. And if you go on landinvestors.com, you can find a credit card processing link there. It's open to the public. We have solved it. And we have a credit card processor that works just with us, understands our property type, and you won't get kicked off. And now it's so great because you can have that easy button on your own website and someone can just check out with a credit card, pay for their property, and you wake up in the morning going, well, I guess I got to do a deed today. How great is that?
Our land sales website is Landstay, STAY, and it's all. If you need an example of it, just go there and check it out. Click on something. Don't buy it if you don't want to, obviously, but click on it and see how it works. It's truly amazing.
Exactly. And then my last little note is we've done little things along the way too that if we can't create it and make it fantastic, or we're at least going to make sure it's provided at a great rate. So phone answering has been a thing for people. So we have a great rate with a company called Pat Live.
We had a choice. We could create a site called Jill Live, or we could negotiate a fantastic deal with an already existing professional call center that's made for real estate people called Pat Live.
And they know us.
So, and we made that, we chose to align ourselves with Pat Live instead of recreate the whole thing.
Exactly.
For a pretty substantial discount, 20% off.
Exactly. It's huge. It's great. That's my lineup.
We have one that's in the hopper called Title Mind.
Oh yeah.
There's 2 separate times in the past where Jill and I released Title Mind and got so overwhelmed because we're so understaffed that we had to turn it off. So we're doing it the right way now with some partners and who are experienced title people, escrow people, and we will be releasing it probably within the next 60 to 90 days, conservatively, probably sooner than that. And it's our own escrow company. It's our own escrow title company. You can submit your deals, we'll close them for you and get a deed.
And again, for investors, by investors. We know what you need.
Yeah. Yeah. That's
the whole point
Title
here.
Mind. I mean, I've yet to see a title agent who really understands land.
Right.
I mean, and this is now, I'm almost 30 years in this business. They understand houses.
Yep.
So we're here to conquer that too.
Yep. Every deal we do is going to be like with our special hold open or binder rate because we know what you're doing.
That's right. You're doing the same thing we are.
Exactly.
Hey, we know your time's valuable. Thanks for spending it with us today. Join us next time for an episode called 33% of our members quit their day jobs.
To invest full time.
Oh.
Sorry. And we answer your questions posted on our online community at landinvestors.com. It is free.
You are not alone in your real estate ambition.
I love how you
That was a long episode.
You write the
We
titles.
left a bunch out too.
I know. Well, you know what? That question took too long. Not too long. The question was long in the beginning. So that's what was going on. Wherever you're watching, wherever you're listening, please subscribe and rate us there.
We are Steve and Jill. Information
and inspiration
to buy undervalued property.